All right, let's do this. This is a, I can't really read it, something drive. It's from Cadence. It's the TX12-2. I think it's saying triplex series. Maybe it's a triple stack. Looks pretty tall. Not real big in diameter. It reminds me a lot of the RE Audio SE, the original SE. That was a, it was a 3-inch coil, but it was a triple stack and it was smaller in diameter than the SX. But this one is a 2.5-inch coil. This frame looks really cool. I don't really like it though because the spider landing is really small. They used an adapter to make it slightly larger, and then they went with the traditionally seen on the TC Sounds cones with the two-piece. This is an aluminum cone with a big surround, and then they use a little neck adapter that attaches to the voice coil. This is a 2.5-inch. So TC Sounds may have used it, but TC Sounds didn't make it. Another company called Tien Lee, who I think is not in business anymore. I think they had to fold up, and some of their parts may be now offered by a larger company that probably bought up everything that they had for pennies on the dollar, like XY. XY is the largest. I can totally see why, you know, XY would own it now, but again, I haven't done my research on this part for a while. This is, again, this looks like a knockoff of the TC Sounds made Eclipse titanium series. I went ahead and cut it. Looks like a 7.25-inch spider, short coil that only looks about 30, maybe even 25 millimeter. Looks like a maybe copper. We'll see. And you can see inside. I don't know if you can see inside. It was getting some rubbing on one side. So there we go. So they probably just have something in the gap that's rubbing on there. I wanted to just sell it as is for real cheap, but I thought it'd make a great video. I mean, it is falling apart, so I think let's do a good recone on it. Find it a new home. I think it'd make really good home theater sub. Just looks cool. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys this. They also use the single voice coil. Use one terminal on one side and then one terminal on the other side. You can set it up for dual terminals. There's allows for a terminal on each spoke, which is just good tooling as far as future thinking. Sometimes what they do in this case, when there's 6 spokes like this, is they'll do 2 for the voice coil, 2 for voice coil, and then they'll do like an LED system. Either sometimes they'll have it shine up through the cone or whatever, and then you can do LED 12 volts there, something like that. So let me go do some research on it, look it up. But yeah, it's a beefy little triple stack, but I'm sure it's only good for about maybe 6 maybe 800 watts, especially with a small coil like that. There's just not enough thermal mass to really have fun with it. And they could have gone with a longer wind height. Not that you would get the excursion, but again, it makes a larger sweet spot, even though it's limited by the spider. Another way to go is to simply change the frame out to something with a larger spider, like maybe the 4-spoke frame, and then even make it like a 10-inch, so then it's a beefy 10-inch. Keep the spacers like that. See, I didn't invent my shit. That's what I go with. Sometimes I just go with stuff that I like, that I think is effective. So I just want to show you that. Thanks, guys.